Boom.
I feel like Corona is the last thing that anybody on this planet wants right now.
Especially without your lime or your lemon or
Yeah,
something.
without the antidote. You know, that's all it is. The lime is an antidote,
Actually, it is.
right? See what I did there? Okay, so B. Smith, Mr. Classic, 3 Crafty Bastards. We're here tonight, and we're gonna talk a little bit about.
Maybe the impact or the I don't know. Is it a pandemic scare?
It is technically a pandemic now.
It is listed as a pandemic. The coronavirus, COVID-19, did get the pandemic label. Was it? I don't know if it was today or yesterday.
Right.
But the impact across at least the United States, if not the world, I mean, it's being felt immensely. Which I barely. I just caught wind of even the stock market.
Oh, the stock market has been fluctuating the last 2 weeks.
It's been like
down and then it'll finish up at the end of the week and then it'll drop like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. It's steadily finishing in the red, and then Tuesday, Friday it's up.
Yep, it's been terrible. So it's just been I don't know when we're able to get this, but anyone who knows me knows that I'm a big sports fan. My favorite time of year is March Madness NCAA tournament, the bracket of 64, 68 now. It's been canceled. All your major tournaments leading up to the brackets, a lot of them have been canceled. A lot of the major divisions, the Big 10, Big 12, whatever AAC is. I thought it was ACC, but it's AAC. But a lot of other conferences, even
all of them.
Chris Sturnell just punched in. His son's in the I want to say NAIA. Their tournament.
D3.
I want to say NAIA.
Or
Chris,
D2.
if you're watching, can you let us know if your son plays NAIA or Division 3?
Or is it the same? Or
I don't think they're the same.
No,
they're not the same.
Okay,
believe it or not. But even their tournament was. Hey, Chris, their tournament I think was canceled. So just the impact of not wanting to spread the virus has been felt almost worldwide.
Right.
So, baseball season's coming up. Yeah, they're NAIA. Yep, canceled it today.
Nice.
Baseball season, rest of spring training's been canceled.
Yep.
They pushed the opening day of Major League Baseball has been pushed back.
Okay.
I was going to go to Hop River for opening day and beer. That's been canceled. What else is NBA
suspended indefinitely.
Yep. So it's
NHL suspended indefinitely.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah,
because we were just at a Comets game last night.
No, that happened. NHL has been suspended indefinitely. Everything from Major League Sports to, and I hate to say it like this, like it's not a sport, but WWE Wrestling.
Wow.
They decided that they're going to still perform, so you can watch it on television, but they're going to perform with no one in the crowd.
That doesn't make sense.
XFL has suspended the rest of their season.
That's not a big loss.
It's not a big loss unless you're watching the XFL to tie you over for a little bit until you start getting into the NFL. The Eagles announced today, if you know anything about me, I'm an Eagles fan. The Eagles announced today that they've asked anyone affiliated with the draft, which will be coming up at the end of next month.
Yeah.
So we're scouting players, we're checking things out, and they've started to ask their people to work from home.
Yeah.
That they're still going to scout people, they're still going to check things out online, but as far as like going to different facilities to meet different players and conduct interviews and that whole thing before the draft insinuates in April, they've canceled all that.
Wow. Schools.
Yes.
I read today that East Allen County schools sent their kids home with 2 weeks worth of work, so they'll come back in 2 weeks, possibly.
Yeah. Actually,
if they don't have the e-learning, so we didn't hear anything about Southwest Allen or Fort Wayne Community. I have family and friends in Indianapolis. IPS is suspended.
So actually, I had lunch with a guy yesterday who is from the Indiana area. He's from Fishers, and he said that his daughter goes to IU. They've canceled
Yep.
classes for 2 weeks.
Yep.
So they're still giving him spring break, which is 1 week.
Sleeps.
And then they've canceled classes for 2 weeks after that because of the 14-day quarantine. And they figure a lot of their student body will travel, whether it be Florida or wherever. Mm-hmm. Maybe they won't be traveling. You know,
it's a question mark, and I was telling you earlier, I'm going to a concert. Well, at least I'm scheduled to go to a concert tomorrow in Indianapolis, and with all of the venues being shut down for the coronavirus or COVID-19 scare,
right?
I'm shocked they haven't said, "Hey, your concert's canceled."
Right.
I'm shocked. I mean, we're still going.
And honestly, I'm hesitant to buy. I just bought concert tickets for June, right? Mm-hmm. I'm hesitant to buy any more. If you follow concerts, man, Rage Against the Machine is going to be on tour this year. It's probably the last time that you're going to be able to see them. And the last time they toured was like 98, 99. Mm-hmm. So now that they're back together, this is like a huge freaking deal. And now the coronavirus has hit, and they're saying certain cities, towns, subsidiaries, whatever, are saying that gatherings larger than 1,000 people are prohibited.
I thought it was 100.
I read 1,000 earlier today.
I saw 100 yesterday, so it probably is bumped up.
Which kind of raises a point, but I feel like we'll get into that later. Go ahead. I just had an idea. I want to look something up real quick.
I don't have a lot other than the fact of, there's people saying that, watch, when you're traveling, they're basically advising you not to travel.
Right.
I was talking to Naomi earlier about what all the toilet paper scare was. And it's for people that are holding, preparing to quarantine yourself in the house so you don't get the virus. So they want to have enough toilet paper to be at home, which, how much do you need?
I mean, if they're buying toilet paper and not food, they don't need much.
That's my thing. But I also read it's a psychological thing.
It is. And I read that as well. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
So I read an article the other day where they interviewed people that were buying toilet paper, and they were like, "Hey, why are you specifically buying toilet paper?" And they're like, "I don't know. This guy's buying toilet paper, so I need toilet paper." And so they asked someone else. They asked someone, say, older or younger. They said, "Well, why are you buying all this toilet paper?" "I don't know, because I feel like we need toilet paper. Like, these people are buying toilet paper, so I feel like I need to buy toilet paper." Mm-hmm. Not Pringles, not wings, not food, not medicine. Nobody gives a shit. You can go to Walmart right now, and I guarantee the medicine counters are stocked. Yeah. For you would think if you were going to try to fight something that possibly had flu-like symptoms, or things that you would be able to grab things from over the counter that would be able to help combat that, because that's what they're designed for. What everybody is wondering is, like, where's the virus? Or I'm sorry, where's the cure? Where's the cure? Right? Funny thing is, I read another article today that says, if you know anything about the coronavirus, you know that it originated out of China, right? So allegedly. So China is also in the forefront of working on the cure for coronavirus, which they said that they would withhold if the United States didn't get on their shit about these trade wars that we've been having since 2018.
Huh.
Yes.
Imagine that.
You can't ship it if there's an embargo on it. Yeah, a tariff on it. So why would they want to ship it? Why not just use it for themselves?
I wouldn't ship it.
So it's kind of a tit for tat kind of
catch-22.
Again, the bigger picture is, why did something like this originate?
But here's the thing: if you've seen the back of the Lysol cans.
Right.
Specifically mentions that it fights coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically mentions that, so it's not like this is new. So
right.
If it's not new, why are we so scared of it?
Because it's new.
It's not new.
It's not new, but it's new. So we got to talking about when we were going to talk about this, and Marlon sent something to me. 2001, anthrax. 2002, West Nile. 2003, SARS. 2005, bird flu. 2006, E. coli. 2008 was the financial collapse, which had absolutely nothing to do with the previous year's virus of the year, flavor of the year. 2009, swine flu. 2012, obviously, you've seen the movie with John Cusack where he jumps a limo basically over
2012.
Basically over a fucking volcano. He jumped everything. Did you notice that? I own that.
It was awesome. I love the movie.
And John Cusack basically jumped every vehicle that he was in over something in that movie. It was a limo, it was a plane, it was a
RV.
It was an RV. Like, John Cusack is the king of jumping shit. So the Mayan calendar predicted the world was going to end in 2012 simply because it didn't go any further, and we bought it. Well, we bought it. 2013, North Korea, right? 2014, Ebola. 2015, ISIS. Remember that? Now we've neutralized that with some sort of treaty that's been drawn up, but
that's recent.
Yeah, 5 years ago, man, ISIS was gonna storm us and kill everybody.
Yeah.
2016, Zika virus, and now 2020, coronavirus, and that, I feel like, is that everything? Bird flu, swine flu. Nobody's talking about mad cow disease, but maybe that went back a little further.
That one wasn't as.
But you remember the mad cow disease?
I definitely remember it.
All the beef, like, you couldn't get a fucking
worked at Walmart
burger.
at the time.
Dude, yeah, you couldn't get a fucking burger
in the
because
meat
everything
department
had been recalled.
Yeah.
Because due to mad cow disease, whether it was bad or not.
Yeah.
So it's like, what can we do to scare the folks today? Is kind of how I feel about it.
That's how I feel about it. It's not going to impact. It's not going to impact my travel. It's not going to impact my day-to-day activities.
Well, it's not going to impact your travel directly, but if they tell you that you are not allowed to leave Fort Wayne, and then they seal it off, they just Italy quarantined itself, right?
That would suck.
Yeah, small provinces have quarantined themselves. Small towns and cities, even larger towns, are starting to quarantine themselves due to the fear of coronavirus. For what? What are you so scared of? How many people... I'm going to look it up. You know the stat. The flu kills 13,000 people a year. Roughly 13,000 people a year. The flu.
Mm-hmm.
These are still, myself included, because I can't tell you the last time I had a flu shot.
I've never had one.
Yeah. I mean, I had them when I was a kid. But
I didn't get them when I was a kid.
When they say, man, the flu's coming, go get that flu shot. And then I watch somebody go get the flu shot and then they're sick for 4 days. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm going to have this orange juice and these vitamins instead. That's my thing, right?
That was my thing.
Yeah, certainly. So now that this new epidemic or this new pandemic is going on, they have literally shut down the street. They've shut everything down. And I am curious, me personally, I'm curious, how close are we going to get to a ghost town before we say, okay, everybody, our bad. It's not really that bad. Just make sure you get vaccinated.
Well, that was my other theory. Was this a terrorist plot?
I don't think...
Because look at how much money's being lost.
Well, you're not wrong.
Because you're jacking with... Not only are you messing with the stock market, like, look how much money the Big Ten tournament brings in Indianapolis. For example, brings in millions of dollars for the city of Indianapolis. They're not getting hardly any of that. So
right.
The other events, like Chris's son is in South Dakota, if I'm correct, they're not getting any of that money that they spent for hotels, the facilities, concessions, tickets. All that money is kind of lost, and we're in a booming economy right now, right?
Well,
according to our president,
we were.
So I just wonder. I mean, that's a small conspiracy theory for me. Like, why all of a sudden and out of nowhere? And it doesn't, honestly, it doesn't, I'm reluctant to say it doesn't, to me, personally, it doesn't seem that serious. Now, for people whose immune systems are weak, I understand that. People who've
Yeah,
had
yeah,
surgery where they've
100%.
had organs removed or other type of surgeries and they're weak, the I don't know if blood transfusions are included, but people whose immune systems are weak, I I totally understand that. And I'm not saying because mine may or may not be healthy that I can possibly handle it. There's got to be treatments because what happens with how do you get rid of a virus? You got to wait it out,
Right.
right? So that's why they're trying to isolate different areas to wait it out.
Well, and they're only saying 14 days basically. Like even our work has posted something and saying that like if you feel like you're sick, don't come to work.
Yep.
We've temporarily suspended our point system because we understand that people like myself will come to work. I need that money.
Yeah.
You know, I can't afford to miss or point out.
And then what did Congress do? They blocked. I can't think of the name of it at this very second, but it was a bill for staying home sick. Basically, it was a bill because they know a lot of people are going to be staying home and still need to get paid sick leave.
Yeah.
So they blocked a bill to approve sick leave for people who are basically sick with this virus, and that's crazy. So let's not pay them. So I mean, either way, it's a lot of shenanigans, and it's a lot going on, man.
Well, and then you have to consider if you're not paying them once the economy does start to recover, because this is huge. You know, the NCAA is a multi-billion-dollar industry, right?
Yeah.
The NBA, the Players Union owns 51% of that. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry. You know, there's large contracts on the table. Even something as small as the XFL. The XFL has came out and said that each player will get paid their base salary for the year, for the rest of the season. So even they're going to get paid, but they're not working. So then the working class, working Joe me, working Joe you, we're not going to get paid if we take off due to this pandemic.
Yeah, but our Congress people are.
But yes,
our Congress people who get hundreds of thousands of dollars per person are going to get paid. Joe Blow's $7.25, $10 an hour gets the virus and doesn't get paid, and that's ridiculous.
So, just real quick, I don't know where we're at on time here. I mean, I feel like we're at like 17 minutes. So, just real quick here, I just want to remind everybody. Chris Dornell says that St. Patrick's Day events are canceled.
A lot of local ones.
Yeah, what a fucking bummer. I mean, I wasn't gonna drink that green shitty beer anyway.
I was gonna sip it. There was. Side note, me and a friend of his went out and drank from 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning to at least midnight.
Dude, you were the man.
We were the men that day.
You are bigger than me. So the top 10 epidemic diseases that were common in the ancient world. I understand the ancient world isn't what it is today. Technology has allowed us to progress disease along with cure. But listen to this, man, if we can put this into perspective real quick. Chicken pox was number 10. You had chicken pox? Me too. I didn't die. Typhus, which I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Don't get me lying. I've heard of it. I've only heard of it.
It almost guaranteed death. Unless the victim had a surprisingly strong immunity and received proper nursing.
I thought it was almost like a flu.
Well, that's funny you say that. Number 8, influenza. So people are still getting the flu today. We're getting the flu and we're making them go to work or they're going to work because they can't afford to be off.
Exactly.
Typhoid. When's the last time you heard anybody had typhoid?
See, maybe I got that confused. Typhus and then it's typhoid.
Yep.
See that?
Yeah.
So no, I don't know the difference between them. I've heard of typhoid, not typhus then.
It's basically it's caused by salmonella.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we cook our chicken now.
We better.
We fucking better. And that, you know, that's what it is. That's kind of how you catch it. Malaria.
Ooh,
transmitted by mosquitoes.
That was devastating.
So we've even upgraded. We've upgraded to West Nile virus from malaria, and that hasn't killed us. Right? I'm sorry, that hasn't wiped us out. To say us, I feel like is maybe a little bit insensitive in case somebody did lose somebody to West Nile virus.
I know what you mean.
You know,
you talking about us as a people?
As a people, it didn't, because everybody says, like, this is it. This is a wrap, man. This is gonna wipe us out. This is the cleansing of the earth right here. Yep. It's not. It's stop buying toilet paper, because you're gonna have to shit tomorrow, and you're gonna have to shit a month from now, and you don't want them to drive up toilet paper prices. Drive up prices on something so simple, because you freaked out about it, flooded the market, bought everything, then they jacked the price up, and now you can't get a roll of Charmin for less than $8.
So the stock market's crashing, but yet hand sanitizer and toilet paper are prospering.
Oh man, dude! So Amazon, $500 for a 4-pack of 12-ounce sanitizing.
Yeah.
Or sanitizer, like a 4-pack, really?
Yeah.
Like, I started looking around the house for sanitizer. Like, man, Jack moved.
Well, that was like the people that were abusing Kobe's merchandise when he passed away.
Right.
Simple things of Kobe, like I collect Funko Pops. There's one that just released today. They said normally $65, but we're going to sell it for $30.99. These Funko Pops are $15 and under.
Right.
But they want to double the price because it was Kobe. I mean, that's taking advantage of the system.
Did you buy it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know.
I'm waiting till the price comes back down to normal.
It'll come back down. Number 5, measles.
Ooh, that was devastating back in the day.
Yeah,
when they didn't have a cure, oh my God.
Yeah, back in the day, but
millions.
Yeah.
We thought malaria was bad. Measles was a monster. Tuberculosis.
Okay, so before vaccination became available for medical use in the United States alone, more than 3 million people were being infected each year with measles.
Yep. It was a monster.
Yeah, I get it. But we survived that.
Like that was a pre-World War I, if I remember correctly. Like the late 1800s, 1900s. The measles were devastating.
1964.
What? Measles?
1757, then 1964.
I was going to say, I thought it was somewhere.
Two different outbreaks of measles.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Tuberculosis? TB, anyone?
They're still testing for that.
They do still test for it, but how often do you hear somebody has tuberculosis?
Hardly ever.
Right. What about the yellow fever? What the fuck is the yellow fever? Sounds like a bad R. Kelly joke, right?
That's disgusting. That is.
But funny.
You're out of line for that. That was terrible way back when too.
Right.
Yellow fever. I mean, you never hear that.
Rather painful black vomit caused by excessive bleeding in the stomach.
Yep.
Smallpox.
Yep.
That picture's hard to look at.
Yep.
And then
how hard to look at.
And then number 1, the bubonic plague.
That was
which
that almost ended the whole population.
Yeah, first outbreak in 541 AD killed over 25 million people from the Mediterranean basin. Called it the Black Death in the spring of 1348, and it wiped out between 25 and 50% of Europe's population. 25 and 50% of Europe's population, which is a very, very large number even for back then.
Exactly. That's way more devastating back then than it is today, because their population back then was not what we have today.
Right. But they're still standing.
True. They're
still standing as a country. They're still standing as people. So my question is, why the fuck are you buying all the toilet paper, man? You know what?
Some people, like that survey they took and they interviewed people, somebody just said, I'm just doing my part to combat the virus. I'm like, what are you going to do? Wrap the virus in toilet paper? Like, are you going to TP the virus? What are you going to do with that?
Right.
And there's fights. I've seen fights online over toilet paper.
Yeah. Okay. So I also saw something that was like, man, you know what the real flex is? TP in somebody's house right now. Because you got enough money in toilet paper that you can waste it on
that
TP.
Is flexing.
Yeah. That's fucking awesome, right? So let's go back. In the United States, let's get a little more current. List of 8 common infectious diseases seen in humans. Number 8 is ringworm.
Ooh.
Gross. Number 7, elephantiasis.
Elephantitis?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
Right there, man. Hold on. Getting there. Oh, not there. Not there. Ringworm.
I can't pronounce that.
Yeah,
I'm not a doctor.
elephantiasis. Causative agents of elephantiasis are worms, blah, 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 and basically they transmit via mosquitoes. So there's the next one. Be scared of that shit. Ascariasis.
We're not doctors. Because somebody with a medical degree can help us out, because this is all medical school.
Well, and also, man, we've been drinking. So who expects us to...
Root words.
Here's one. Malaria.
Yes.
Yeah. Number 4. Number 3, disease, common cold. Number 2, pneumonia. Yep. And obviously, number 1 in the last 100 years in the United States was typhoid. Now, I would like to, if you want to go ahead, I would like to know. This is the beauty of having a tablet right here. Look at all this information, man.
Up to date.
Yeah. I'm going to look up real quick. Top 10 killers. Top 10 killers of people in the United States. Well, we got, I don't know, maybe like 6 minutes left.
Well, just that one meme that I sent you, like there's other common illnesses. Like there was even one that was even out that said, you know, we're worried about, there's a 2% kill rate with this coronavirus.
Right.
And they said the kill rate or percentages for, we saw heart disease and diabetes.
Yeah.
Were massively higher than that.
I think I shared that meme where we were so worried about coronavirus that they're buying up all the toilet paper, but we'll still put a piece of fried chicken in between 2 donuts.
God.
Despite heart disease being the number 1 killer in the United States.
But it sounds so good.
And no, it does not sound good. Not at all.
I want to try it. You've heard of chicken and waffles. Why not chicken and donut?
I've never had chicken and waffles together, for being honest.
What?
Yeah, they just don't go together, man.
What is wrong? What?
Chicken goes with vegetables.
Chicken and waffles.
Nah, man.
That's a southern thing.
Yeah, I don't want syrup on my chicken, if we're being honest. But
syrup on your chicken is awesome. That's
just
why I got diabetes.
Oh, get the fuck out. Well, number 7. Okay, so here's the top 10 killer diseases in the United States right now as we speak, and then we're gonna wrap. What do you think?
Wrap it.
Okay. Let's start with number 10, suicide, which isn't necessarily a disease, but it is a top 10 killer. More people,
a lot of it's from mental illness.
Yeah, commit suicide per year than die from coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
Probably die from influenza. More than 13,000 people a year in the United States. Yeah, 100%. Number 2, kidney disease.
Yep.
Is a killer. Number 8, influenza and pneumonia. Number 7, diabetes. Wilford Brimley. Number 6, which is a huge one, man. Alzheimer's disease. Like I lost a grandparent to Alzheimer's, and it's terrible to watch. It's awful, man. Mm-hmm. So, number 5, stroke, and that's due to what? Mainly health issues, right?
Yeah, but I think it's something like the oxygen being cut off
due to health issues.
It is health issues, but I'm like, what specifically? Because my dad had strokes.
Right. But you said that your dad was like
he was beefy, stocky, right? He was stocky.
Yeah.
He didn't watch what he was diabetic too.
Right. Number 4, accidents, which isn't necessarily a disease, but you're more than likely to be killed in a car accident than you are to die from coronavirus. Number 3, chronic lower respiratory diseases. So like lung cancer, I would imagine.
Chronic.
Any kind of breathing, what is it? COPD?
Yep.
Anything that has to do with your breathing.
Emphysema.
Number 2, cancer. More people die from cancer.
Well, there's so many different types of it too.
Yeah, but more people die from cancer. More people have probably died from cancer up until this point, starting from Monday, than will die from coronavirus.
I agree with that.
And then obviously number 1, heart disease. So as Americans, man, we have a 60-70% obesity rate. We know that heart disease is killing people. It's the number 1 killer in the United States, not only among men and women, but especially against African American